Prematurely adding shrimp to a tank will almost certainly make both you and your shrimp's lives more difficult. This can cause poor health, poor growth, lack of breeding, and often death. Consider the following advice when setting up your next tank. Your shrimp will thank you greatly for it. The tanks you're seeing on screen have been cycling for 6 weeks. At first glance, you may find them a bit off-putting and gross. There's no shortage of algae, and the glass is far from spotless. Even the sponge filters have algae growing on them. From the shrimp's perspective, though, this looks absolutely great. There's no shortage of things to graze on and forage for, and it's not just the algae either, but the biofilm that is almost certainly accompanying it. When we first set up our shrimp tanks, they tend to look immaculate. Our stones are spotless, our sand is bright and beautiful, and the glass is completely clear and unmarred by algae or biofilm. This may look nice, but it's far too pristine for our shrimp to be happy. These freshly set up tanks are analogous to a human being trying to forage for berries in a concrete box. It's just not going to happen. Now, I'm definitely not suggesting that you let your tank become absolutely disgusting and vile. If your algae starts to get totally out of hand, it makes sense to do a water change and remove as much algae as you can. During the cycling of these 3 tanks, I had an algae bloom in 2 of them and did multiple water changes over the course of 6 weeks to keep it manageable. So I encourage you to think like a shrimp. The natural environments these shrimp come from are filled with decaying organic matter and mud and all kinds of algae. We don't want our tanks to resemble a freshly sterilized hospital room. When they start to look a bit neglected, we're very close to shrimp ready. The stigma surrounding algae is going away as far as I'm able to tell. I have been happy to see lots of other shrimp keepers expressing their appreciation for algae in recent years. It is absolutely beneficial for our colonies and provides them a constant food source. When we're deciding whether or not to add shrimp to a tank, it's important to look at the algae on the glass as a primary indicator. The algae on the sand and filter and plants is more related to the previous point, so let's focus on the glass for now. If you see green dust algae on the glass, you should be excited. That's a great sign of the health and cycle of your aquarium. In all of my aquariums, I only clean the front panel of the glass and keep the other 3 untouched so my shrimp can enjoy the algae that's growing on them. Ammonia is the most important aspect of cycling a tank. If we introduce shrimp into a tank with ammonia, we've essentially given them a death sentence unless we are very lucky or constantly doing water changes to keep the ammonia down. I highly recommend against this approach, but I digress for now. I always test my tanks regularly over the course of the week leading up to introducing shrimp. You want to be very confident that your tank is capable of handling the new bioload and nutrient additions when you're feeding. Luckily for us, shrimp have an incredibly minuscule bioload when compared to fish, but we still need to be careful and aware of the fact that some ammonia will be produced by our shrimp and their feeding. So, in closing, we want to be confident that our tanks are capable of handling ammonia. This alone isn't enough, though. We want to check our tank for algae growth. If the tank has 0 algae, it most definitely is not ready for shrimp. If we can see algae colonizing the glass and the other surfaces of our tank, we are very likely ready. There's plenty of biofilm at that point for our shrimp to enjoy, as they tend to grow hand in hand with algae. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you liked it and subscribe for more videos in the future. Thanks again and happy shrimp keeping.